Alright, SUMARI to everybody out there. This is the 61st video, I believe. I've been gone for a minute, I know. I had a lot of things to get into, man. Had to travel a little bit, had to visit some family for a minute, take care of some things, and yeah, got a lot of new things to share with you as well. But in this video, we're gonna touch on that last video. I don't know what it was about, man. What was I talking about? I know it had to be some crazy shit, man, that I was getting into. Let's go to the archives, see what I was rambling on about. Let's see. I gotta make sure this camera's working right. Alright, good. Got a new little setup here. Anyway, so in that last video, it was what's that? SUMARI Dark ARTS-60. Sexual soul connection, making love to reality itself. Sounds exciting. Anyway, yeah, I said what I had to say in that video, and now I'm about to put y'all down on something new. And this title is going to be Don't Masturbate. Hey, that's right, I said it. Now, what is the thing with masturbation? You know, it's like, there's so many negative connotations connected to it. It has a lot of, when you look into matters of spirituality, there's always been this concept, this idea of not masturbating because it would deplete your life force or the energy, your seeds of energy. And that has a lot of truth to it too. On the other end, what I don't agree with is ideas coming basically from a lot of religions, you know, Christianity and others, that it's evil, it's an evil act, the devil, you know, and all this other crazy, ludicrous bullshit. But I'm just going to give you guys a personal experience from my accounts, and you can take it from there and see what works for you. So, since I've been in this reality, anyway, I've noticed that during masturbation, I mean, when I was doing it at some point, like many, many years ago, you would always have that sense of feeling depleted after. You know, you would feel down. It was never any negative thing. I mean, could there be any negativity connected to it? Except for the fact of feeling like I just wasted, you know, all this time. It felt good during the process. Now I'm finished, and now I'm like, fuck, man, I just killed like all that time doing. I could have been doing something else. More productive. But over the years, as my memories started coming back and remembering what I am and a lot of other things, what I come to learn was that I made a video way back. It was about sexual transmutation, right? And in that video, a lot of people, some people were good, some people criticized because I brought the idea of porn and watching it. And in that video, I was basically like, if you know, did masturbation, self-pleasure in yourself, but you didn't ejaculate, you didn't finish, you didn't have an orgasm. This is for men and women, that you could contain that orgasm within yourself, not have it, and when you reach that almost climax point, you would redirect that energy into something more productive. And I know a lot of people are like, oh no, I don't agree with that, recommended porn is bad, this and that, but look, we're all adults here, and we got to start looking at the bigger picture for all this stuff, man. I mean, a lot of people come in and say, oh no, I don't agree with this, it's wrong, it's this, it's that, but where are you getting these concepts from? I mean, we're not even human. At least I'm not, and a lot of other people are. I mean, we're multi-dimensional beings, so we could do whatever we want to do, basically. I mean, within the, I mean, you got a few limitations, you know, don't kill people, you know, try not to fuck people over, we have to eat, we have to sleep, use the toilet, you know, things like that. But aside from that, like those basics, I mean, we could pretty much do whatever we want. So anyone who's really coming into this saying, oh no, it's evil, I don't agree with this, and this and that, these people will abuse, people are going to do it anyway, whether you agree with that or not. So, not to get back into that old video, but basically it's like, hey, if people are going to go that route, I simply gave them an alternative to try to help better themselves. You know, of course, like I said, if you're sitting in front of the computer the TV screen, you know, watching porn all day, masturbating, then you're not really getting much done. But if you were going to spend, you know, who knows, however long you need, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, whatever, if you were going to spend that time doing that, then I simply provided you with an alternative to redirect that energy into something. But that was then. That was an old video. My last video I went into something a little bit more higher level, dealing with sexual energy, making love to reality itself, making love to all that is, and alternatives to sexual experiences with other people, whether it be your partners, which would be the real safe sex, you know, besides using condoms and all that kind of stuff, or simply just masturbating. But this was like an alternative that I gave in the last video. Now, this one, I'm talking about don't masturbate. This is some info I'm gonna drop on you, right? If you don't masturbate, right, you don't self-pleasure yourself. This is like a whole nother level. Now, I gave you the 2 videos back, sexual transmutation, that was one level. Then the last 60 videos, that was another level. Now I'm about to hit you with some real deep shit. If you don't masturbate, right, your senses become heightened. And I know this is not new information because, you know, all the ancient texts said this, this, and that. But I'm giving it to you from my perspective. When you don't masturbate, right, that sexual energy just goes into overload. And what happens is it carries over into other, how should I say this, like, it has to be burned off somehow. Like, sexual energy doesn't just build up and just sits there. It must go into certain channels. So when that energy builds up, once again, like the sexual transmutation video, it goes into creative outlets. Creative outlets also include your out-of-body experiences, your lucid dreaming, that's what people call it now, your astral travels, all those things. All of that, just make sure this is recorded, man. I'll be talking my ass alright. That'd be fucked up if I was talking all this time, the camera's not even looking. But anyway, so all that energy built up, it goes into these other areas, these other avenues, and it helps you break through into these other realities. On top of that, in physical reality, your senses become heightened as well. So you got the inner senses that deal with, you know, your astral projections, your anything dealing with non-physical reality. When you go into these other realms of perception, realms of reality, other states of the psyche, you're dealing with the inner senses. When you're dealing with the normal senses here in physical reality, the 5 senses or whatever you want to call them, those become heightened. So when you don't self-pleasure yourself, right, when you get around certain people, it could be a male or a female, and you start noticing things that your senses get to a point where little things start to turn you on that before you wouldn't have noticed because you've been so absorbed with the pornography and watching porn and shit on TV that, you know, your mind just jumps to the straight, you know, the act of sex. So it's like, oh yeah, I want to get him right now. Oh damn, he looks like he's carrying a big package, you know, all this shit. But you're missing all the other things, like the glint in a person's eye, or the way the sunlight hits their neck, or the way their hair blows, you know, when the wind is blowing. Like, you don't notice all those things. And when you don't masturbate, you start picking up on all that stuff, man. And those little things make you even more excited and get you sexually stimulated and turned on, to the point where you'd be like, damn, man, I never knew a neck, someone's neck could be that sexy, or I never knew that someone's eyes could hold that much power. Now, we all know eyes, they claim that eyes are the windows to the soul. There's a lot of truth to it. At some point, you can't tell a lot by the eyes, but I went into some past videos where the eyes actually transmit energy. But yeah, so you need to try this out, right? And I'm going to combine this with training. Don't masturbate. Instead, let's see how I'm going to break this down for you. I'm going to give you a few different alternatives because everybody's on different stages, different paths of their lifestyle right now, right? Hold up, check this out. Alright, so this is how I'm going to break this down. For level 1, if you like watching adult films, right? And if that's what you know, that some people just like it, you know, fuck. We're gonna talk about, oh no, it's evil, this and that. Some people just like watching it. Hey, fuck it, to each his own, right? If you like watching that, I would say watch it, don't masturbate. Don't even touch yourself, don't do anything, just watch it. That's one level. Level 2, try not even looking at it, just listen to it. Close your eyes, sit back, relax, chill. Close your eyes. Let those sounds come into your mind and start visualizing, create your own fantasies using the sounds from the videos. Level 2 would be, level 1. See, that's why I like to write shit down, man, because I lose my train of thought. Level 1, okay, level 2 is like, if you want to watch the videos and you feel you have to masturbate, you feel you need to self-pleasure yourself, once a week only. That's right, once a week only. None of this everyday shit. Once a week. You'd appreciate it more. And basically that once a week would be just to get those juices flowing, to get you stimulated and, you know, keep your sexual organs alive and stuff, man. You ain't, if you used to masturbating and self-pleasure yourself on a daily basis, 7 days a week, and you feeling drained, now you cutting back to just once a week, it's going to be one hell of an experience. But remember, you can't have an orgasm. That's the thing. That's level 2. Level 3 is if you want the full impact. And the full impact is no masturbation at all. No videos at all. And everything's going to go to a mental state where basically, see, it's like this, right? A lot of people, I hear a lot of people tell me, for some reason, those in a female vessel, those who occupy female vessels, seem to have a little bit easier time using the power of their imagination to manifest, you know, realms of fantasy and pleasure. So that's why a lot of women don't watch porn, because a lot of women have told me, well, in the female vessels, they just think of something and, you know, it gets their energy flowing. Whereas men, people in male vessels tend to be more physical. But at the same time, we're all multi-dimensional, so it doesn't really matter, male or female. I've said this in the past, we're all male and female anyway, so that's just a simple matter of semantics, you know. But basically, what you want to do is, if you don't masturbate at all, right? If you had difficulty visualizing things, it becomes easier to visualize, because like all that energy is built up. Now, forget masturbating and watching, you know, and building your energy and not having an orgasm. Forget about watching it and just having self-pleasure once a week. Now we're talking about not watching it at all. So all that energy is just building up, building up. You're seeing all these little things I mentioned earlier about, you know, the glint in someone's eye, the way the shadow hits their neck, the way their body moves against clothing, and you start getting real excited, right? Now, it's even easier to visualize and jump into those other realms of reality and start manifesting these thoughts that you want to have to make yourself feel stimulated. And basically, with doing all of this, all that energy is going to be building up. Now, I'm connecting this, make sure I got enough time for this. I'm connecting this over into body training. Now, I've been on a fucking mission since I've been gone from these videos. Now, I've been training for a minute, but I wasn't getting the results I was looking for. And I had to go consult with my inner self. And I was like, what the fuck's going on, man? I've been training, I'm not seeing the results, what's going on? And my inner self had to really put it down on me. He said, well, you said you want to train, you want to get this body, but you ain't really putting in the work like you're supposed to be putting it in. And I think I all told you that I had a visit from another realm of reality, which was a probable self of me that was jacked. I mean, bodybuilder status, and it came to me. And it basically was like, in this reality that you're in now, do you want to have a body like this? And I was like, yes. And it was like, well, this is what you got to do. And it put it down for me, man. It was like, you got to put in overdrive. I mean, what you're doing, it's good, but you ain't really doing shit, man. So you got to really break through those barriers. And it was more of a personal barrier within myself. So basically, this is what happened. I had some time off from work, and it was like 3 days off or something like that. And I was like doing my workout, doing my push-ups, and I'm gonna give you the breakdown. Now this is all tying in now to the non-masturbation thing, right? So I haven't done that in a minute, and I was just letting all this energy build up. And then I started getting this extra kick, man, kick of energy, extra boost. So one day I'm doing my push-ups, right? And I was like, alright, so I'm busting out, I'm doing sets of 100. And I was hitting the weights and all this shit, but it just wasn't giving me what I was looking for. So I was like, fuck this, man. So went in, did a meditation, spoke to the inner self, had to consult, have a little sit down and shit, man, on the mental ground. And it was like, yo, if you want to break this barrier, you got to get to the point where you don't give a fuck if you even die training. And I was like, wow, really, that sounds exciting. I think I got to try that. So I'm doing my push-ups, right? And it was about, no, let me go back. It was that day I did a weight training. Now this is all about 2 weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago. I did weight training, and I did about 3 hours of that. And then I was trying to amp up. So I was like, yeah, man, I felt good. I thought I did something. Oh, 3 hours. Yeah, I put in 3 hours with the weights. Then I came back, went out, came back home, and I just wasn't feeling nothing. So it was like, all right, now you gotta do your push-ups. So I did 2 sets of 100. So I was like 200 push-ups. But I was like, this just ain't doing it, man. And a voice kicked in and said, yo, for real, you want to get to what you thinking about? You gotta do 500 push-ups. And I was like, 500? All right, yo. Now before that, I was sitting down on the couch having this conversation, and this went into, damn, this tapped into a lot of areas, man. This is also going into not just the masturbation training, power of the soul. So I'm meditating, and this light came to me, man, and it was like, it was another portion of me. It's like I told you, there's no end to your training, right? You're always gonna, you can't, your complete vessel, your entity, you can't have it all in one physical reality. You get pieces of it. I don't want to say pieces, but basically you get as much knowledge as you can, comprehend and accept into your body. You never get the full entity in one physical body because it's too much power, but you can get increases of energy. So I'm sitting down, and I really wanted, and I was really focused on that. So it's like, I really want to break this barrier. And next thing you know, this flash of light just came out of nowhere. Just came into me, and I knew what it was, and I was like, all right. So I was serious. I am serious. This is what I want, and that inner self gave me another boost, and I was like, all right, let's get down to it. Man, I bust out 500 push-ups, 500, and that was after my training. I was dead tired already, and I did 500. Then I had the fever. I was like, yo, I gotta push this. And inner self hyping me up. Inner self was like, no, you gotta do more. So I was like, all right. So then it was like, this 2 weeks ago, it was 500. So then I was doing 500 push-ups, including my weights. It was 500 a day. And it was like 500. And then what happened was, then it was like last week, it was Saturday, right before I left to work. I woke up that morning, and I just felt good. I felt different. I felt powerful. I said, you know what? Let me do these push-ups. I bust out 500 push-ups in 15 minutes. And I was like, now we're fucking talking, man. So it was 500 push-ups, 15 minutes. And then right after that, it was 500 chair dips, 15 minutes. And I was feeling on fire. And I came home again that day, and it was like, you know what? And the self was, if you really want to get crazy, you need to be doing 1,000 a day. So I was like, oh shit. So long story short, from 2 weeks ago to now, basically I've been busting out 1,000 push-ups a day, 500 chair dips, and a whole bunch of other shit I've been doing. I don't want to make this a workout training regimen. You find what works for you. I'm just giving y'all a hint at the power. When you combine the power of the soul mixed in with, see, because we got both realms, man. We got physical reality, right? And then we have multidimensionality. A lot of people are focused too much on one way. Oh, it's all about the multidimensionality and the mental realms, and other people just focus on the physical. You gotta have it all as one. And when you combine it, just like having intuition and intellect, people who look at intuition say it's all just fantasy and bullshit. People look at the intellect say, oh, it's not all about science and the brain and all this stuff. But you gotta have them both working, coexisting together for full capacity. That's what it's all about. So, how much time I got here? Alright, push it a little bit more. So anyway, by not masturbating, by not self-pleasuring myself, one, energy out the roof. Just insane. I mean, and this is all just with sheer willpower, man. I mean, I really wanted to change my body. And now everybody, work and students and shit, like, oh, what's going on? You're getting so buff. Well, how your chest is popping out, your arms are getting bigger, and all this stuff. So I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is what I want. Now, all that's connected to the non-masturbation, man. I'm telling you guys. I know a lot of people say, oh, man, I can't do that. That's crazy. Hey, I can only tell you what's going on with me, man, but I can tell you this much. At the level I'm at now, I'm like, fuck, I ain't never touching myself again, man. Now, the only time I'll have any type of orgasm now is if I'm in the act of making love, which is on the regular. No, it's not important, It is. You know I gotta joke around, man. But, yeah, I got a healthy sex life, man. And that's another point. By not masturbating, right? Like, if you're doing it all the time, at least for me, it was like, yeah, I was able to perform, but at the same time, it was like there was a slight sensitivity, like off, like it would take a long time to finish. I mean, yeah, it felt good because it was like, oh yeah, I'm riding all night long, this shit. But at the same time, you got your girl or whoever you with, like, damn, man, this nigga ain't come yet. What's going on here? And you start feeling like, damn, I mean, yeah, it's up, it's working, but I ain't getting that point yet, man. And that's because of all that desensitizing, because you're always on it, masturbating, all this stuff. But when you don't, you still keep that, longevity, and you're still able to maintain. At the same time, you really feel that pleasure, man. So I might have to make some more videos on this, man. This is some heavy shit. But anyway, I'm gonna cut this video for now, man. I might make another one right now. I'm feeling on fire. But yeah. If any of you have experience with this, just write some comments on the YouTube page and let me know what's going on. But basically, I think I got a lot more to say on this, man. But I gave you pretty much the gist of it. Don't masturbate. Don't self-pleasure yourself. If you have to, watch a video. Don't touch yourself. If you need to touch yourself, break it down to once a week. And I don't mean once a week and you all day fucking, handling your business. Cut that time down shorter to once a week. For the more higher level people who are ready to go more deep and deal with some real power, no videos at all. And do it mentally. You start visualizing things that you want, scenarios that get you going. And that will connect you into some other realms of non-physical experiences. And start training, man. Start exercising. Start putting in the work, man. This is for men and women. I'm not just talking about men. This is for both men and women, man. Don't let yourselves go. Don't let your physical vessels deteriorate. We didn't come here to sit in front of the fucking TV and jerk off all day, man. We just didn't come here for that. And that's what a lot of people are doing. So don't be lazy. Get motivated. Fuck demons. Fuck angels. Fuck all this stuff, man. Everybody. See, that's another rant that I'm about to jump over to. But y'all know where I'm coming from, and you know who you are. Whoever's watching this video, y'all know exactly who I'm talking to, man. Don't get into that dumb shit, man. You're the physical manifestation of all that is. You're the version of God that wants to be you. What are you afraid of? Let's get down this thing. I gotta make another video. Alright. Let me get at y'all. Let me shut this down because I'm on fucking fire now. And yeah, let me hit y'all. SUMARI to everybody out there.